Hello and welcome to Lapham Gymnasium for tonight's matchup between the Ottawa-Glandorf Titans and the Shawnee Indians. Tonight's pregame is brought to you by Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevy and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this home. I'm Nate Garlock alongside Scott Mag. And Scott, we don't just have a Western Buckeye League matchup tonight. We have the Western Buckeye League matchup tonight.
Yeah, we absolutely do. And the WBL is coming through both these teams for the last 7 years, so tonight's no different.
And absolutely, we should have a fantastic matchup. We'll be back to give you all the details and preview tonight's matchup when you're watching boys high school basketball here on WOSN. Hi, and welcome back. Tonight's keys of the game are brought to you by Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this home. We are back here at Lapham Gymnasium. Nate Garlock alongside Scott Mag. Scott, we talked about this is a big matchup for the conference title. We're coming towards the end of it. These two teams looking to gain that edge as there's only a few matchups left to determine who will be the conference champion. Take a look at tonight's keys to the game and what each team's going to need to do here to come away with the victory.
Yeah, tonight's keys of the game, kind of a Valentine's Day little mix here for all those guys that are watching that probably don't have their Valentine's Day gift like myself. So a little bit of love songs here. Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars, meaning for the key of that would be the Titans, right? The Titans are going to press, right? They're going to get up and down. Shawnee has to be able to handle that press because live ball turnovers lead to either dunks by Colin White or transition threes. So they got to make sure they handle the press. If you're on the Titans side, they got to be who they are, right? They press, they get up and down, they shoot a lot of threes in transition, right? They got to be who they are to win. You're still the one, and we talked about this in the pregame or when we came in. The last 7 WBL champions has been either Ottawa-Glandorf or Shawnee. Tonight's no different. OG and Shawnee both come in undefeated in the WBL. You have to, this is still the one, shows who has supremacy in the WBL. Titans won the last 2. They've won 5 out of 7. Shawnee has won 2 out of those 7. So like I said, the last 7 years has been, the WBL champion has been one of these 2 teams. And last but not least is you're the inspiration, right? Their inspiration is Shawnee wants that WBL title back. They're going to have to be able to handle that press. They're going to have to make sure they're handling the OSU commit, Colin White, right? Not only him, but Caden Erford went off last week and had a bunch of threes, so they're going to have to make sure that they take care of, as maybe we want to call them, Batman and Robin, right? To make sure that Batman and Robin are kind of controlled so they can do what they need to do and make the Titans play defense and understand that they can't throw the ball over. Live ball turnovers will kill Shawnee tonight. If they can control the ball, I think they got a shot.
We have an electric energy that's building here in the gym. Everybody's anticipating. Tickets have been on sale all week. It is anticipated to be a sellout here at the Lapham Gymnasium. The OG faithful are here. The Shawnee faithful are here. We cannot wait for the tip-off. Don't go anywhere. When we return, we'll have tonight's starting lineup and the tip-off here on WOSN. Welcome back. Our presenting sponsor tonight is Rhodes State College. The spring 2024 registration is now open. Tonight's quarter sponsor is Ricker Lawn and Landscape. Contact Ricker Lawn and Landscape for all your lawn care needs, including fertilization, weed control, aerating, hydro seeding, irrigation service, installation, and more. Tonight's starting lineups are being introduced. Let's take a look at the Ottawa-Glandorf Titans and who Coach McLaughlin is going to start on the floor. They're going to begin with number 3, Grant Schrader, number 4, Grady Tomas, number 12, Ross Mag, number 22, Colin White, and number 24, Caden Erfurt. On the other side, Coach Triplett is going to begin with number 0, Trevick Berkey, number 2, Nick Pachon, number 4, Dominic Lynch, number 23, Beckett Berkey, and number 34, Alex Goldsberry. Both of these teams really have a two-headed monster. On the one side for Ottawa-Glandorf, everybody knows Colin White. Everybody knows that name. The Ohio State commit has had an absolutely standout career. But he has had a lot of help this year from Caden Erford. He is coming off a tremendous game from behind the arc just a few days ago. he really is that number 2 guy that really takes a lot of that pressure off of Colin White. And on the other side, it's the Berkey brothers, Beckett and Trevick. Beckett does a lot of the scoring. He can shoot from inside, outside. He gathers a lot of attention. But Trevick down low is right there with him. And I think tonight, Scott, it's really going to come down to the rest of that supporting cast. Both of these teams know who they have to focus on. It's going to be who else steps up to give these guys a hand.
Absolutely. It's both teams have Batman and Robin. It's going to be who is the super friends that are going to come up and is going to help them out. You're right. It's the role player. When you got teams that are, year after year have been part of this WBL title, it's always usually what happens in these big games is the team that gets that role player to come up and step up, maybe not necessarily getting the points, but maybe gets the rebounds, maybe takes a couple charges, maybe he's the guy that gets the 50-50 loose balls. That guy that comes that normally, maybe gets 2. A game like this, they get 5 or 6. We'll see who steps up.
We are just about underway. Ottawa-Glandorf looking to get the inside edge on their 3rd straight conference title. Shawnee trying to break that streak and bring it back home to the Indians. The tip is up, and it'll be controlled by Shawnee. Trevick Berkey comes out, calls the offense, going to be guarded by White. You see Ottawa-Glandorf coming out, playing man-to-man defense here, trying to put some pressure as Beckett now looks for it, goes behind the back, going to try to drive through some traffic off the glass, and Beckett Berkey gets the scoring started.
Yeah, that's a good drive by him, right? Handled the contact, got down, got past Grant Schrader and scored.
And now Ottawa-Glandorf, their first offensive possession of the night, trying to answer. Here's Erfurt, gets cut off along the baseline, has to kick it back out, and Shawnee also comes out in that man-to-man defense. Nice job cutting Schrader off at the basket. Shot is up and good. Grady Tumas answers with a nice mid-range jumper.
Yeah, Grady's good job. He's been coming along. He's been shooting the ball better in the last 2 weeks. So Grady's coming on and allows them a little bit of pressure. Another score for the Titans to make them even more dangerous.
Trevick Berkey brings it up for the Indians. As you saw, Ottawa-Glandorf put a little bit of pressure as Shawnee's going to have to deal with that all night long. We know that they love to play that full court press off of those made shots. A little bit of pressure right there as you saw Colin White get his hands in there to disrupt Beckett Berkey, but then a little bit too much from Schrader as he tried to rip that ball away. Got him on the head right there, and you see that on the simplified flooring instant replay.
Yep. Got a little bit too physical there, and again, he wants to kind of bump him. Ooh, this back screen by Trevick Berkey, and he just missed it.
Berkey couldn't finish. Yeah. Alex Goldsberry was there trying to tip it back to himself, but it goes out of bounds and it'll go back to the Titans.
Indians kind of face guarding White, not making sure Trevick is not, wherever he goes, he's going along with him.
Erfurt trying to pick up where he left off, couldn't connect on that three-point try. Rebound comes down to the Indians. Here's Dominic Lynch, brings it up for Shawnee. Dom's one of those players that he just does a little bit of everything. He has that toughness. He doesn't mind having the contact. He'll get on the floor for those 50-50 balls. I think he's going to come in big tonight if Shawnee's going to come away with the victory.
He's that guy that has to come up big for the game.
Pashon's shot just a little bit short, back into the hands of Ottawa-Glandorf. So after both offenses got off to a little bit of a fast start, last couple of possessions, no good. Goldsberry comes over for the clean block on Erfurt.
Yep.
There's Berkey on the other side. Trevick can't finish. Fight for the loose ball. Ends up back into the hands of Ottawa-Glandorf. Ross Mag was there. They lead it ahead. Erfurt, who had hit the ground on the other side, had not made it back down the floor. He gets the easy layup. Shawnee quickly trying to answer, but Ottawa-Glandorf gets the turnover. Here's Schrader. They reverse the ball. White for three. That one's good. Colin White connects on the first three-pointer of the game.
Right. And that's kind of what we talked about in the pregame, that live ball turnover, right? Live ball turnover means when the game's action, they turn the ball over and it continue to play. So Titans make that into a three.
Pashon tries to answer. He can't. As Colin White had a Webb Insurance three-pointer on the last possession. Nick Pashon wanted one of his own. That one's off the side of the rim. Shawnee fortunate, though, that on that scrum it goes off of a Titan. They get to maintain possession. Lob comes into Berkey. Beckett going to try to back down the defender. Over Schrader. Can't get that one to go. Erfurt comes in, rips the rebound down.
Shawnee's getting good shots. They're just not being able to put it in the basket, and they're leaving Tomasis to go straight down the lane for an easy basket. Quick timeout.
Tomas goes coast to coast as finishes at the rim for 2. They are out to a 9-2 lead. We got a timeout on the floor. We'll step aside as well and be back on WOSA. Welcome back. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. So Grady Tomasis goes coast to coast, able to finish at the rim to open this up to a 7-point lead. Shawnee wants to take the timeout to try to regroup. The last thing they want to do is watch Ottawa-Glandorf build an early lead.
Oh, nice back screen, but White's there to finish.
And it was the right idea by Lynch as he put the brakes on to let the defender fly by, as you see on the Simplified Flooring instant replay.
Great back screen.
But White, with the great anticipation, smacks that off, and the officials say last touch by Shawnee.
Yeah, one off Bender, I believe.
Bender just checked in during that last timeout. White with the floater in the lane, no good. Trevick with the rebound. Had a substitution for Ottawa-Glandorf as well. Number 11, Dave Westrick, has come in. Beckett's shot is no good off the side of the rim and go out of bounds. Last touch by Shawnee once again. So right now the Indians, a lot of one-and-dones on their possessions. They either got to find better shots or find a way to give themselves a second or third opportunity. Nice feed down low to Westrick as he finishes for 2.
It's too easy. Penetration's killing the Indians right now. Titans are getting anywhere they want, getting in the lane, either getting all the way to the rim or setting up easy baskets for the post players down low.
Shawnee has not scored since their opening possession of this game. We'll see if Beckett can change that on this shot, and he gets it to go down. Beckett Berkey with his second basket finally gets that offense going a little bit.
Right, that was a heck of a shot by Beckett, man. He had a couple looks before that. He made a tough one there, made it look easy.
There's Tomasis working along the baseline. Lynch with the defense. Gets cut off, has to pass that back out. White now will settle things down. Thought about that long, deep 3. What a great heads-up play as Colin White goes up high and finishes with authority.
Nice give and go there between Erford and White there. Just made a pass, and he cut hard to the basket, and Erford does a good job of getting to the ball.
Tonight's instant replay is sponsored by Simplified Flooring. We make flooring simple. Bender tries to go baseline. He's going to be pushed. We're going to have a foul. This one's going to be on Alex Wagner. It's his first, team's 3rd of the quarter. You know, and I think as you watch that instant replay in that last play, you see there's a lot of reasons why Colin White is so dangerous. But you see one of the big ones right there, his IQ for the game. It was great defense by Dominic Lynch. Colin had to get rid of the basketball, but he never stops on a play. As soon as he got rid of it, he realized that he had to leverage as Beckett gets that back one to go up. Second opportunity is good. Beckett Berkey now has all 6 of Shawnee's points.
Just got to find a way to stop the Titans. By my count, I got the Titans 6 for 9 so far this quarter.
Step back 3 off the mark. Lynch comes up with the rebound. Here's Trevick Berkey working against White. Gets cut off on the baseline. White knocks it out of his hands. It looked like Berkey thought it was going to go out of bounds. And once again, it was White with the extra effort. And he takes the side step, gets that one up and in.
Again, another live ball turnover leads to an easy basket. 2 live ball turnovers led to a transition 3 and a layup. That's 5 points.
15-6. Ottawa-Glandorf on top. Colin White with 7 points here in the quarter. Goldsberry finds Berkey down low. Berkey's going to spin. Gets cut off here through the double team. And we're going to have a foul. This one is going to go on,
I think, not 23. I think that's on Fortman, I believe, number 14.
See Ross Mag coming back into the game for Ottawa-Glandorf. And Max Goldsberry, number 24, coming in for Shawnee. So I think there's some confusion over the scorer's table. They'll get that one
said
cleaned
23, up. And I don't think there's a 23 on the Titans. Yeah, he is, but he's a JV player.
So we'll see what looks like it's going to go on number 11.
Yeah,
that's going to be Dave Westrick. Three ball on its way as Tate Bender connects on a Webb Insurance three-point try.
Yeah, they needed that. Gets him within 6.
Minute 50 left to go here in the opening quarter. Colin White with the basketball, trying to work off of the screen. Pulls up. Shot is off the mark. Rebound comes down to Schrader. Schrader working through that double team, trying to go somewhere with it. A great defensive stand by Shawnee as Lynch gave him no room, but then wide open on that look as that was Brody Fortman. Couldn't get it to go down, but on the rebound, we're going to have a foul. To check out the Simplified Flooring instant replay.
Scrum down there, man. There's guys, their bodies flying everywhere. What I'm impressed with, how did Grant Schrader get out of that? There was 5 guys hanging all over him, and he got through that post to get it out to Fortman and shoot that one.
That foul went against Colin White. That was his first of the night, team's 4th. Trevick looking for somewhere to go with it, gets it over to Goldsberry. Goldsberry finds Beckett for 3. That one's going to be off the mark. Bender tries to save it, but runs out of room. It's going to go back to Ottawa-Glandorf. 15-9, Shawnee hanging around as it looked there early that OG was going to run away here, at least in the quarter, and build a big lead. The Indians have done a nice job getting themselves back in this one, but they need a few more defensive stops.
Yeah, and I think what they did is they finally stopped letting the ball get inside of the paint and kept away some of that driving.
Three-point try on its way. That one's going to be no good. Beckett Berkey goes up high for the rebound. Under a minute left to go here in the opening quarter. Beckett working off the screen, pulls up for 3. That one's going to be no good. Fight for the rebound. That's going to be between Erford and Bender, and I believe they called jump ball. No, they did not. They got him with a foul. Yeah. Bender picks up his first. That is the team's first of the quarter, relatively clean quarter so far for Shawnee with just 51 seconds left to go. Tomasis on the run out. Gathers that one back in, and now Ottawa-Glandorf will pull it back. We'll see if they want to try to milk the last 40 seconds here of this one. Westrick comes up right around the top of the key, hands it back off to Erford. Erford trying to get it inside to White. White, he goes to work. Double team came, but backed off. Left Schrader open in that corner, but the Titans did a nice job with the ball movement. Ended up in the hands of White, and he's going to drive and be fouled.
Yeah, good ball movement here. Look at that ball. They get the ball from one side of the floor to the other, and White just puts his head down and gets to the rim, and that's experience of a 4-year starter on varsity. Understands, kind of had a lane. He's seen it. He took care of it, handled the bump, got to the rim.
So Colin White steps to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line, not able to connect on the first, as Trevick Berkey was called for that last foul. White's second shot is up, and it is good. White now with 8 points here in the quarter. His team out to the 16-9 lead. 21.1 seconds left to go here in the opening quarter. Ottawa-Glandorf putting on that full court pressure. Shawnee is going to have to try to get this one up and see if they can't get a clean look. Beckett quickly gets jumped as he tried to move through that screen. Tomasis cut him off. Great find down low. Lynch trying to work, making sure he doesn't pick up that pivot step. Had to get rid of it. Loose ball scrum ends up in the hands of Trevick Berkey, and the three-point try is off the mark. Fast-paced first quarter of play, but right now the Ottawa-Glandorf Titans getting the better of Shawnee. They're on top 16-9. We'll step aside and be back on WOSA. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Ultimate Outdoor. Bring resort-style living to your backyard every day with a luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. Automated pergolas, retractable walls and screens, outdoor furniture, outdoor kitchens, all at Ultimate Outdoor. Tonight's instant replays are brought to you by Simplified Flooring. We make flooring simple. Welcome back to Lappin Gymnasium, where the Ottawa-Glandorf Titans are on top of the Indians. Nate Garlock alongside Scott Magg. And Scott, OG had doing pretty much everything that you talked about in the pregame of what they needed to do. They're getting the line ball turnovers. They're getting the pressure. They're getting things done on the defensive side as far as the rebounding goes. But Shawnee, they're staying around. They're doing just enough to make sure that they stay close.
Yes, they are. They're doing just enough, but they can't give up these keep getting these drives and these little mid-range jumpers that's been killing them. I bet you the Titans probably over half of their points have come off something of penetration. They got to control that penetration or have a shot.
And they got to find a way to handle this pressure as you see some contact as White was over on that far baseline. We'll take a look at the replay.
Kind of got a bump here. Berkey was kind of falling out of bounds too. He kind of got shoved. Two Shawnee guys falling out of bounds there.
I think White got a little fortunate that time, not picking up his second foul. The basketball will go back to the Titans. Tomasas gets it over to Schrader. Schrader's three-point try is good as he connects on a Webb Insurance three-pointer.
Yeah. And, you know, it's nothing against the officials on that call because it's been physical on both ends of the floor. That just so happened that contact led to someone falling out of bounds.
Berkey working against White's going to draw the whistle.
That might be huge right there. Colin White will get his second. He's got 8 of the 21. He's almost outscored Shawnee himself, and now he's going to have to go sit down for a little bit.
And how much bigger is that last trip down the floor, too, where White did not pick up that whistle?
Right.
So Nick Pashon that time has to get rid of that one quickly. This man-to-man defense from the Titans just continues to not give Shawnee any room. That's going to lead to another turnover.
Yeah, Tomasas jumped that passing lane and got that steal. Good job by Grady.
Tomasas brings it up, working against Bender, drops it off to Erford. Erford takes the contact, and he's able to get that one to go in for 2. Erford with his 4th point of the night as Ottawa-Glandorf has really stretched this lead to open the second quarter.
And some hot shooting. I got him 8 for 11 from 2s. Another turnover.
There's Erford one more time. And that time we're going to get the offensive foul.
Good job by Bender to step up there and take that charge right here. Live ball turnovers usually the layups. But good job by Bender to take that charge, take the contact, and fall down. Good job on the replay there.
Caden Erford really had nowhere to go that time as he got down. There was no seam. He just was trying to see if maybe he couldn't draw that whistle. But nice job by Bender. The junior able to draw the charge. That was his second charge drawn so far this year.
It's good heads-up basketball, knowing that he can't block it. Let's just sit there and take the contact, take the charge. Good heads-up basketball play.
Bender now with a three-point try on its way. That one's no good. Pashon trying to chase that one down. It was actually Bender who got to it first, but just had to throw it backwards and into the hands of the Titans.
Travel, yep. That's a good call.
Tate Bender right now, he's bringing the energy to the floor for the Indians. He is all over the place on the offensive side, the defensive side. He's going to need some of his teammates here to help him kind of step up. It's been a while since we've seen Beckett Berkey able to put one in as well.
And Brody Fortman kind of got himself in between dribbles there and got called for the travel. It's a good call by the trail official.
Lynch trying to direct traffic, working against Fortman. Tried to get it down low to Berkey, but a great job defensively by Mag as he came around the corner to poke that one away.
Good job by Ross Mag to come over there and knock that one away.
Tonight's quarter sponsor is Ricker Lawn and Landscape. Contact Ricker Lawn and Landscape for all your lawn care needs, including fertilization, weed control programs, aerating, hydro seeding, irrigation service, installation, and more. 5:15 left to go here in the first half. Tomasas with the basketball. Shawnee's defense right now not giving the Titans a whole lot. Tomasas gets cut off. Lynch switches over on the defense. He has to get rid of it. Here goes Schrader. Some miscommunication defensively as the Titans were patient, waited for the window, and they got it.
Yeah. Good job by Grant Schrader to turn that corner and get all the way to the rim.
Bender loses the dribble.
Hustles.
Nice job that time, though, by Lynch. He gets it over to Pashon, and Pashon able to knock down a Webb Insurance three-pointer. Webb Insurance Agency serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years with offices in downtown Lima and Bluffton. Lynch chases down that long rebound, able to save it, gets into the hands of Goldsberry.
Shawnee's need to chip into this lead a little bit when Colin White's over there on the bench, but it looks like he's ready to get into check back in, so need to score a few points here.
Pashon trying to go for back-to-back baskets, but he leaves that one short, and now it's going to be Ottawa-Glandorf's time for a timeout. 30-second timeout by the Titans, and they have a big lead up 13. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. So Coach McLaughlin wants to talk to his team, as I'm sure he's not been too happy with the defensive side of things. Even though Shawnee hasn't been able to score, we've seen them get opportunities. They just haven't been able to finish the last couple times on the floor.
They've had some good looks, and you know, by contrast, Titans also have had good looks, but the difference is why they got this lead is Titans, I got them for 9 of 12 from twos. I got the Indians only 3 of 10. So they're both getting about the same amount of shots. Unfortunately for the Shawnee Indians is they're not putting them in, and the Titans are. They're both are, you know, Titans are 2 of 7 from threes right now, and Shawnee's 2 of 8. So basically, that's a wash. Another key is Shawnee has 7 turnovers to 2 for the Titans. So not making twos and turning the ball over, that's what's leading to this 13-point deficit right now.
Ottawa-Glandorf coming out of the timeout, able to find Westrick down low. And that's what you like to see if you're a coach. You get the timeout, you regroup, you draw the play up, and it's completely executed to perfection.
Yep. And they need a lot more of those. They got to get some stops down here if they want to get back in this game. They got to keep the ball out of the paint. The straight line drives and penetrations have been killing them all night.
Beckett Berkey connects on the Webb Insurance three-point try. Wow. And now it's Trevick Berkey on the defensive side of things as he disrupts White's shot.
Sure letting them play tonight.
Now here's Lynch working against Westrick. Going to pull it back out and let the offense get reset. Looking for Pashon down there on the wing, and we're going to have a foul. This one's going to go on Wagner. It'll be his second.
Yeah.
Be the team's 4th here of the quarter with 3:07 left to go.
Yeah. It's Wagner's had some bad lucks. Both times he's checked in, he's only got in for like 10 or 15 seconds, and he's gotten 2 kind of push fouls. Now he's going to find himself on the bench for a while.
See Max Goldsberry trying to drive, good footwork, but can't get that one to go in. OG with the rebound. They're going to push up to Schrader. Schrader tried to drop it off to Westrick. I think a little bit of miscommunication that time. Fortunate for the Titans to maintain possession.
Yeah, Trevick Berkey is face guarding Colin White. He's not even see who's behind him. He's got 2 eyes just glued on Colin White. He don't care about what's going on. He's just guarding him. And, you know, Colin White's seen this before. He understands the easiest way to get open is make sure you set screens. Portman got lucky that Beckett Berkey didn't get that one for a steal.
Yeah, right now, we talked about that two-headed monster that both teams have, and they're guarding each other right now. You got Beckett on Erford. You got Trevick on Colin. Inbounds comes down to Erford. Now they get it over to White. Colin with the floater right at the free throw line. Nice touch as he gets that one to go down.
Yeah, that's his MO, man. He goes either right or left, and he likes to pull up at that foul line. Either that or that floater. That's his shot. That's his sweet spot, so to speak.
14-point lead for the Titans. Shawnee looking to try to cut into that one before we get to halftime. Tonight's presenting sponsor is Road State College. The spring 2024 registration is now open. Good look down low by Goldsberry, but that one gets sent backwards and back into the hands of Ottawa-Glandorf.
Shawnee trying to give some Titans some of their own medicine with that straight line drive getting the rim, but unfortunately they couldn't finish like the Titans been doing all night.
Erford finds a wide open Schrader in the corner, but he can't connect. Pushes it up to Lynch. Lynch going to try to drive with the left hand. Can't get it to go down, but he's going to make a trip to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line.
Impressed with Lynch's body control there to at least get this shot attempt and a fairly decent shot, right? He had Schrader kind of on him, and he twisted his body to shield the ball from Grant to knocking it away, and he got a shot up and drew the foul. That's a heck of an athletic move there.
Lynch not able to connect on his first. He'll have one more. Tonight's free throw sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Walpock, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where homestyle happens here. Lynch's second free throw is up, and this one is good. So Lynch on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. Gets his team a little bit closer. Final minute 34 left to go here in the half. Shawnee looking for another defensive stop. White looking to drive, gets cut off by Berkey. The freshman Trevick has drawn a very tough assignment tonight as he has spent most of his time on White, but now it's Beckett guarding him. Ottawa-Glandorf continuing to hand off, looking for some space. Tomasas trying to go baseline, gets cut off, gets it back up. Erford, long three-point try is good.
No, that's not bad defense by the Indians. How demoralizing. If they did a heck of a job. They had a switch on White, switched to Erford, but kept the penetration, but Erford makes a deep three. We'll call a charge.
Saw Beckett go in, and there was a lot of contact down low.
Got two officials. One called a block, one called a charge to see who's going to win.
We'll see what call they're going to go with.
Yeah.
And it looks like it is going to stay a blocking call. And no, it's going to be a charge. So Beckett Berkey's going to pick up his team's first here of the quarter. So an unfortunate call that time as the officials are still discussing something as we saw them already get together and talk about the call initially, and it looked like it was going to go against Shawnee, but now another conversation going on here is we'll see what that's about. But Ottawa-Glandorf right now firing on all cylinders as they have opened up a 16-point lead. This could be a big call because if Shawnee can somehow get this one reversed back in their favor, you got an opportunity to hopefully go 2 for 1 here to end the half.
Right. And Tyson's kind of beside himself here, is like, what's going on? So
I got a feeling the Shawnee or the OG faithful behind the scoring table, they'll be the ones that tell us how this goes first.
Right. Well, we'll know from the facial reactions of what's going to happen on this one. And looking at Coach McLaughlin's, now they're going to call.
And it's going to go back into Shawnee's favor.
Right. So I don't know why they gave, if it was a charge, offsetting fouls, I think.
So, a lot of fans on both sides are not going to be happy with that call. But honestly, if you have two officials who see it differently and neither one of them is willing to say that, they just can't agree and say, I had a charge, I had a block, that's the right call. You get together, you offsetting, you go to the possession arrow, and you finish it.
But again, it's a little bit more hurtful for the Titans because now that gives Erford his second, and it was only Berkey's first. And he goes to work right, White and Erford checked out, and he goes right to work in the paint.
This is what Shawnee was looking for, as you can see Erford and White getting ready to check back in, as Beckett Berkey is going to go to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line to shoot 2. Berkey's first shot is up. It is no good.
Tyson and Clay Ehrman over there still discussing that call, kind of arguing each side there.
Coach McLaughlin not happy with that offsetting call. He's going to work it all the way to the locker room, I'd imagine.
Right. Yeah, and him and the official were exchanging pleasantries there, I'm sure.
So Berkey was able to make his second free throw and make it 32-17 here. 36 seconds left to go in the half.
Yeah, and the Titans are going to take this to the quarter, be happy up 15 or even more if they make something here.
Tomas shakes free of Bender. Bender able to get back in front of him. Final 20 seconds. Erford with the basketball. Trying to get into the hands of White. They finally do. We'll see what he drives with it. Collins going to put it on the floor, and it's going to be a charge.
That's huge. Good job by Beckett Berkey to step in and take this charge right here on this replay. Look at he's got his feet set, took the charge. Yes, that was a great play by him.
And that was also helped by his brother, Trevick Berkey, as he was on the initial defense. And as White went by, you saw Trevick able to stick his left hand in there, get onto the basketball for a clean block, kind of throw White off a little bit, and then he picks up his third foul. 7 seconds left to go. Beckett going to pull up for 3. That one's going to be short. Ball's loose on the floor, picked up by the Titans, and that is going to bring the first half to a close. So not much going right the way of the Indians, but Colin White heading to the locker room with 3 big fouls. We'll see if the third quarter starts, if Shawnee can take away that momentum. The Titans on top 32-17. We'll step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's halftime adjustment is brought to you by Ricker Lawn and Landscape. Contact Ricker Lawn and Landscape for all your lawn care needs, including fertilization, weed control programs, aerating, hydro seeding, irrigation service, installation, and more. Nate Garlock alongside Scott Mag. And Scott, Ottawa-Glandorf pretty much did everything just about right in that first half as the offense really got going there about mid-first quarter on, and they've opened up a big lead.
Yeah, they have, and a lot of that has been because they've been able to penetrate and get into the lane and get easy baskets for the guys at the rim. I mean, by my unofficial stats, I have the Titans in two-point range, basically dead blank. They're 11-15. I mean, that tells me they're getting into the lane, getting easy shots for guys. Both teams not really shooting it that great. I mean, Titans are 3 of 9 from 3. Shawnee's 3 of 10, so really not. I mean, 30% is okay. You as a coach, you'll live with 30%. That's okay. But I have Shawnee 3 of 12 from 2s. Titans 11 of 15. That's the story of the game right there. And part of that is because penetration. And I think part of the penetration is coming from Grady Tomasas, Grant Schrader, Brody Fortman, all those other guys that are coming through because the two Berkeys are guarding Batman and Robin for the Titans, and everybody has eyes on them and allowing that penetration and now letting a guy come in. And we kind of talked about, in the pregame that games like this, you get those role guys coming through and doing those extra things that allows the team to come through. I'm telling you, the Titans kind of are a little crossroads here, right? They got Colin White with 3 fouls. What are they going to do come out? Are they going to slow it down a little bit? That's really not in their MO. Trying to milk some clock because he's got 3. He's got to be very careful. They maybe try to hide him, maybe play a little bit of zone to try to keep him out there, but he's got to be very careful because when he does drive, a lot of those Indians are stepping up and taking charges. So it'll be understanding to see what the Titans do if they change maybe the little bit of defensive philosophy, because it can't be as aggressive with Colin White and Caden Nerfer with 2, Colin White with 3. So the Titans might have to kind of draw back, which does help the Indians. But, they're down 15. It boils down to they got to make some shots. They've had good looks. They just haven't been able to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, the Shawnee offense so far has been a little stagnant. We haven't seen much out of Trevick Berkey. Beckett Berkey got off to a good start there with 6 points in the the first quarter, but then really went silent there till about that last 2 or 3 minutes before halftime. So they're going to have to find some way to get him open, give him an opportunity. We know he can do things inside. We know he can shoot the 3 ball as well. It's just a matter of finding a way to get that Ottawa-Glandorf defense off of him just to give him a little bit of space.
Absolutely, and I think Trevick's doing such a fantastic job. You say fantastic, Colin White has like 10 or 12 points. You say he's doing a fantastic job. There's not a lot of guys in the area, let alone a freshman, right, in the area that can hold Colin White to 12 points, and he's done such a fantastic job that I think he's exuberating so much energy on the defensive end. He's going to have to score a little bit for them on the offensive end for them to have a shot tonight.
So that has been our halftime adjustments brought to you by Ricker Lawn and Landscape. Contact Ricker Lawn and Landscape for all your lawn care needs, including fertilization, weed control, aerating, hydro seeding, irrigation service, installation, and more. When we return, we will have the third quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's free throw sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Walpole, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where homestyle happens here. Tonight's three-point sponsor is Webb Insurance Agency, serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years, with offices in downtown Lima and Bluffton. Welcome back to Lapham Gymnasium. I'm Nate Garlock alongside Scott Mag. The Titans up 32-17 as we talked about during our halftime adjustments. Not a whole lot going wrong for the Ottawa-Glandorf Titans. Shawnee's going to have to come out, and it's going to be important, I think, that they get off to a fast start. We saw the game begin with a quick basket by Beckett Berkey. Kind of thought that might have set the tone. He kind of went to work underneath. OG did a nice job defensively then kind of shutting them down, and ever since then Shawnee has been chasing. They've got to find a way to get that momentum turned back around where they can start dictating play instead of having to chase.
Absolutely, and what happens is they got to, when they get them good shots, they got to put them in. But it'll be interesting to see what the Titans do with Colin White with 3 and Erford with 2, see if they kind of pull back the pressure here and see what White does if he kind of maybe is less aggressive attacking the glass.
Here's Schrader going to the rim. Can't get that one to go down. Berkey comes up with the rebound. He talked about what Ottawa-Glandorf does with Erford and White, as Pashon with the three-point try is no good. But it's also going to be interesting to see what Shawnee does as Alex Goldsberry gets the put back in. So if you're Shawnee, you got to think, look, let's just go right at him, see if we can't pick up some quick fouls.
And good job by Tomasas to come right on back and get himself an easy basket.
And that is what Shawnee cannot do. They cannot trade baskets with the Titans. They've got to get some more defensive stops.
Absolutely, got to get stops.
Here's Lynch working against Tomasas. Drops it over to Beckett. And Shawnee right now works it around the perimeter. Lynch has this one knocked away, has to gather it back in. Looks for a cutting Berkey as that one gets knocked out of his hands, and the official thought about giving it back to OG, but then I think had a second to replay that one in his head and send it back, or kept it here with the Indians.
Yeah, and Grant Schrader got his hand in there and knocked that one out.
Pashon gets it into Trevick as Trevick hands it back over. Three-point try on its way, and this time Pashon doesn't miss as he has another Webb Insurance Agency three-pointer.
And maybe Colin White didn't come out there as aggressive as he normally does, knowing that he has 3, but good play call by the Indians to get a 3. Now what they got to do is keep the ball out of the paint and get himself a stop here. Got to string a couple stops together, as you mentioned earlier.
And if you're Shawnee, too, it's about kind of setting smaller goals. Let's get some back-to-back stops. Check. Let's see if maybe we can't get this under 10. They have the ability here to do this on that possession. You know you're not going to get everything back on one try, so you got to hit these small milestones on your way to getting yourself out of this hole.
And unfortunately, there's no 12-point play, right? You got to get them back in 2s and 3s, but you got to continue to string some defensive stops together and make baskets on the other end.
Trevick's got to be careful. He got himself pretty close to midcourt. As that one off the hands of Pashon, he's able to gather it back in. Goldsberry gets it into Lynch.
I think they got to get Pashon's, you got to get him going here a little bit. Make a few outside jumpers so they can get a little bit of that.
Lynch fought through that length of Erford, couldn't get it to go. Goldsberry's there for the putback. That one was short. Now the Titans on the other end as Grady Tomasas connects on a Webb Insurance three-pointer.
Good unselfish play by Erford to defer from his 3, give up a good shot for a better shot for Tomasas, and he knocked that one down.
37-22, Titans on top. Trevick Berkey with the basketball, working against Ross Mag, gets into the lane, has to drop it off. Here's Lynch, spins into some traffic, puts it up, no good. As had a fight between 2 Indians that time for the rebounds as Alex Goldsberry and Beckett Berkey were there. Neither one of them can come up with it. Goes out of bounds and back to the Titans.
Kind of the story of the night, right? They had their 2 attempts there for the 2-point shot. Titans come down and hit a 3. It was basically a 5-point swing there for the Indians.
Erford, long pass over to Tomasas. Tomasas, he connects on another Webb Insurance Agency three-pointer. That's his 2nd of the quarter, 3rd of the game. This is out to a 40-22 lead. Shawnee down 18. They've got to find a way to get some points here. Tomasas with the tough defense. He is all over Lynch. Tonight's presenting sponsor is Rhodes State College. The spring 2024 registration is now open. Tonight's quarter sponsor is Ricker Lawn and Landscape. Contact Ricker Lawn and Landscape for all your lawn care needs, including fertilization, weed control, aerating, hydro seeding, irrigation service, installation, and more. 4:27 left to go. Here's Beckett Berkey right at the rim. He gets that one to go down. They've got to find a way to get Beckett Berkey going offensively.
Absolutely, and I think they got to get more of that. I think he's got to get going in the low post, right? A lot of guys got to see the ball go through the net, right? they see the ball go through the net, and then they can start stepping outside and hit some of those deep jumpers. That helps them get turnover, but they unfortunately gave it right back.
And Shawnee right now really struggling. Even when they get things going right, they find a way to not be able to move on offense, but they're going to try the run out as Beckett Berkey couldn't get that one go, but Trevick Berkey was there for the cleanup. He gets that one to go down, and that's two big points for Shawnee. I mean, they're still down 14, but the offense has got to find a way to start getting turnovers, or turning that defense into offense.
Westrick at the rim gets blocked by Trevick, and off his foot, out of bounds.
So Westrick working down low, as you see. Tomas just trying to hand it off to him. Yes. Nice job by Trevick Berkey. As you mentioned, he had that block. And then off of the foot of Westrick, as Shawnee had the back-to-back stops. That's what they needed. Now they need back-to-back offensive points. They get it. They're going to say no charge, as Beckett Berkey is going to pick up his second foul, but even bigger than that is the points that come off the board. Yep. What a great job by Fortman.
Yes, good job by him stepping up and taking that. There's been a lot of great charges tonight. You know, a lot of kids don't want to do that anymore, do that dirty work. Both teams, that's why they're chronically at the top of the WBL year after year, because they got a lot of kids that do the things that they need to do to win, right?
And you got to think that has a lot to do with coaching as well, watching that film and knowing tendencies as these teams get themselves set up down low.
I agree.
Another whistle. This one's going to go on Westrick again. This is his second. It's just the first team foul here of the quarter, though, for Ottawa-Glandorf. But more importantly for Shawnee, they're going to get the basketball back.
Both teams playing really, really hard. I'm telling you, these guys are, they're not saving anything for tomorrow.
Trevick's pass gets knocked down by Westrick, but Beckett was able to gather it in, and there is Schrader right in front of us. Grant Schrader reached in, got a little bit too much contact on the hand. He's going to pick up the foul.
Right here, he got, I don't know if he got much of the hand, but it just looked like it from the official on the baseline here.
And you can see on the simplified flooring replay, simplified flooring, we make flooring simple. 2:45 left to go here in the third. 14-point game. Shawnee looking to get a little bit closer.
There's that little backdoor cut that they had. They got on first half on the Titans, but Titans were smart there, and then they were able to take that back screen away from
Trevick. Lets that one off. It looked like it might have been partially blocked because that happened right in front of us, and we're going to have another whistle as this one is going to go on Beckett Berkey, and that's going to be his third.
Yes.
As you can see on the replay, Beckett just tried to reach in and take that one away from Westrick, and got nothing but arm.
Fortunately, I don't think they can take him out, but he's got to be very careful he don't pick up his fourth here in the third quarter. He's got to be able to play through and not foul.
Erford works off the screen. Beckett picks up the defense. Erford has to get rid of it. Tomasis now working down low, finds a cutting Wagner. You had mentioned the last time Wagner was in, he had picked up fouls pretty quickly and had to get taken out. That time, though, he's able to get to the rim and pick up 2 points.
And the foul is going to be on Tomasis.
So Tomasis picks up that is his first foul, I believe, of the game. It is the third team foul for the Titans as Lynch heads to Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line. Lynch not able to connect as he went 1 for 2 on his last trip, and he'll look to see if he can't do that same one here with his second shot.
But I love Lynch's aggressiveness this quarter. He's been really attacking the rim. He doesn't really have much to show for his work, but I do like his aggressiveness getting to the rim. Hopefully, eventually it pays off if you're an Indians fan right now.
So Lynch not able to connect on the second one. Looked like Tomasis might have gotten a little bit of a push that time, but Tomasis with the floater. That one's going to be no good. Lynch with the rebound. 1:40 left to go here in the third. Lynch working through the screen, looking to drive. Got cut off, had to try to drop it off to Trevick Berkey. And then there's just a lot of contact on that far side. And that whistle, I believe, is going to go on Bender. It does. It's his second.
And I think Erford got his hand in there and trying to push it up there. And good foul by Bender because the Titans had some numbers. He stopped it. there at half court, not let a live ball turnover lead to an easy basket or a transition three.
Tomasas gets it in the backcourt, brings it up, and able to drop that one off to Westrick. And that pass, as they tried to work on the back door, ended up off the arm of Bender. Shawnee here with an opportunity. Beckett, Berkey's three-point try, no good. Erford comes in for the rebound.
Berkey's kind of falling off that shot. I get to some tape watching. He'll have to stay with it. He's kind of pulling back. Everything's short from his threes tonight.
Here's Fortman. Fortman hands it off to Wagner. Tomasas now ends up with it at the top of the key. Right now, Ottawa-Glandorf showing really good patience, just working the weave up top, trying to see what comes open. Here's Lynch guarding Erford.
Up 16, no hurry to shoot one. Might as well take the last shot.
Erford down there with a couple of different Indians. He finds a cutting Wagner, as that one was in and out, no good, tipped around, but Ottawa-Glandorf with another opportunity.
Just going to say, I think they'll take the layup.
Fortman got himself a wide open look at three that time, but couldn't get it to go down, and now we're going to have a whistle as this one is going to go on Westrick. That'll be his third.
Fortman forced one up, and Westrick kind of got a little frustration foul there, reaching in, trying to knock that one away.
Tomasas checks out of the game as number 12, Ross Mag, is going to come back in. Final 20 seconds left here in the third. Shawnee with an opportunity to end the quarter with some points. Lynch gets it down to Berkey. Beckett works against Erford, try to get it back to Lynch on the cut. That one gets taken away by the Titans. Bender trying to cause some disruption. This one's going to end up into the corner. Three ball on its way, no good. Rebound ended up in the hands of Bender. Going to get up ahead to Pashon, but the Indians run out of time. The third quarter comes to a close. Ottawa-Glandorf on top, 42-26. We'll step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Ultimate Outdoor. Bring resort-style living to your backyard every day with a luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. Automated pergolas, retractable walls and screens, outdoor furniture, and outdoor kitchens, all at Ultimate Outdoor. Tonight's instant replay is sponsored by Simplified Flooring. We make flooring simple. Fourth quarter just about underway here at Lappin Gymnasium as Ottawa-Glandorf came out and they put up only 10 in that quarter, but the defense held Shawnee down and they have the big lead.
Yeah. As the fans were getting pretty riled up for some Fricker's chicken there. We kind of kept everything short. It's kind of the same thing that has affected the Indians on their three-point attempts. Everything was coming up short for them. See if the Indians can get hot here. I think Pashon is the key to this, right? He's got to get some shots, get some easy baskets. I think that's what Shawnee needs, and get Burkett in the low post, which he's been doing a pretty good job. I think Pashon's got to make a couple of these threes, loosen up the Titan defense. Exactly.
Shawnee wants to go to the inside. They got Beckett that works down there, Trevick that works down there. But until they start making some of those outside shots to force OG to come out, there's really no reason for Ottawa-Glandorf to give him any space on the inside. Shot's on its way, and that is going to be a three. It looked like he was a little close to the line over there, but a three-point try for the Indians. Let's see if that gets them going here in the fourth quarter. White drops it down low. Mag off the glass. That one's good. As even when Shawnee gets some points, Ottawa-Glandorf is right there for the answer.
It seems like they can never string some baskets and stops together, right? They score, Titans score, and then it's hard to cut into a lead when you don't get stops after you get makes.
Trevick Berkey working against Mag. Pulls it back out and gets it over to Bender.
Yeah, and how demoralizing is it? You got to make 7, 8, 9 passes, work 30 seconds to try to get something, and then the Titans come down in 2 seconds and score a layup.
So Coach Triplett wants to call a timeout so he can talk to his team. He wanted to get something set up there on the offensive side of things. We'll step aside and be back as well on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Coming out of the timeout, Shawnee gets it into Beckett. Berkey down low, and the turnaround jumper is good. That's what we talked about. Shawnee wants to get things going on the inside. Haven't had a lot of opportunities, but when they have, more often than not, Beckett's been able to finish. Here's White, works against Trevick. Kicks it back out to Mosses for three. That one's going to be no good. Rebound down to Trevick. No, it's going to be taken away. Erford with the opportunity off the glass, and it's good. Tonight's quarter sponsor is Ricker Lawn and Landscape. Contact Ricker Lawn and Landscape for all your lawn care needs, including fertilization, weed control programs, aerating, hydro seeding, irrigation services, installation, and more. Tonight's presenting sponsor is Rhodes State College. The spring 2024 registration is now open. So Dominic Lynch get into attack mode, trying to get things going at the rim. Couldn't get it to go down, but he's at the free throw line to shoot two. He's able to connect on his first from the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line. It's just the second point for Lynch tonight, as we talked about the role players and how important they were going to be for both of these teams. And Lynch was one of those guys that you had your eye on. If he could get things going, not just defensively, but give you some offensive output, you knew that that would come up big. And only 3 points out of him tonight. It's hard for Shawnee to win when they're not getting help from those supporting casts.
Yeah, but he's being more aggressive than he was in the first half, at least attacking the glass with the dribble, and he's trying to get some easy buckets for his team. Going to call a foul on Trevick for getting his hand in there.
Trevick just picked up his second foul. It is the team's first here of the quarter. 13-point game. Shawnee not out of it, but they've got to get some stops.
Yep, consecutive stops.
Inbounds down low to Mag. Mag gets that one up. Hangs on the rim for a little bit, but falls off into the hands of Lynch. Here's Bender pushing the pace. Gets it back over to Lynch. Lynch, he's going to drive, gets into the lane. Hesitation. That one's up, no good. Rebound comes down to the Titans. White now, he's going to try to go. As Bender got in the way, picked up a foul, and that's probably a good foul by Bender, even though that's his third of the game. White had a full head of steam, and we've seen him finish those more often than not when given the opportunity.
He had a full head of steam, and he also had a couple of friends filling the lanes on the side, and so he had his pick of who he could throw it to. Nice out-of-bounds play.
And a lob pass goes into White as Colin White gets two more.
Not many teams in the area can stop that when they throw it up to the rim. Just let him go get it. He gets so quick off the floor. Such an advantage for him.
Lynch being guarded by Fortman. And right now, Shawnee being a little predictable as Ottawa-Glandorf is timing those passes up, able to get their hands on them. That one is going to stay, though, with the Indians as I believe that foul, went on Mag. That's his second. He's going to check out of the game.
Yeah, he's jumping those passing lanes. They're trying to get there, get out and get a steal. They've got a little bit too much of the arm there.
Here's Trevick trying to work through the screen, looking to get Beckett down low. Beckett went left when he probably should have went right.
Yeah.
Erford able to get his hands on that one. And now it's going to be the Titans on offense. White with the floater in the lane off the front of the rim. Bender comes up with the rebound. Tate looking to see if he can't create.
Nice
what a great job on the inside. The junior gets that one up and in, and it makes it a 13-point game. We are going to have a full timeout as Shawnee looking to maintain this momentum. We're going to step aside, and we'll be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's free throw sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Walpock, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where home style happens here. Tonight's three-point sponsor is Webb Insurance Agency, serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years, with offices in downtown Lima and Bluffton. Coming out of the timeout, Shawnee will be on defense, but they finally look like they got some momentum going offensively as they're going to look for another big stop. 48-35, 4:43 left to go. As you see Shawnee come out and put some token pressure on just to see if they can't disrupt a few things for the Titans.
It's kind of expected out of the timeout. They're going to come out with some sort of press. They got to start forcing some turnovers or some bad decisions by the Titans, and Trevick got his hand in there and knocked that one away as Lynch was kind of arguing like, I think that one's off, that one's us. But good job by the Indians, and I like this adjustments because they're going to have to start trying to force the Titans to get out of their comfort zone.
So now Erford being guarded by Berkey. And drop this one off to Tomasas. Tomasas picks up his dribble, gets it into the hands of White. White's going to drive with the left hand, pull-up jumper. That one's going to be no good as he has been off here in this third quarter. I only have him for 2 made baskets, and in all fairness, I've lost track watching some of the action, so it's rather unofficial, but he hasn't been nearly as active offensively as we saw in the first half.
No, and he's been kind of, I think Trevick's kind of bugging him a little bit. He's long and lean, and he's got those long arms. It's kind of, Collins getting shots just off a bit, and I think those 3 fouls, that third foul just kind of got to him a little bit.
3-point try is up, no good, going to get pushed up ahead. Here's Lynch on the run out, and he finishes for 2. Now down to an 11-point game, the closest deficit Shawnee has had in quite a while. They're looking for another big stop here.
Yeah, we're trying to see what they can force the Titans into, and it's kind of easy when you got number 22 to get the ball to.
Colin White, tired of being a spectator almost, just takes it in as he muscles that one up. And he's going to go to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line.
Full head of steam to the basket.
White able to connect, pushes this back out to a 51-37 lead for the Titans. 3:30 left to go here in the game.
Ooh. He was lurking at that one, wasn't he?
He was, as Trevick forces a shot up. That one's going to be off. Ends up back into the hands of Erford. So Shawnee running out of time. They've got to find a way to create some possessions and try to see if they can't lengthen this game a little bit.
Yeah, and Titans are in no hurry to get shots up.
Great job that time by Lynch to reach around, poke that one away without picking up the whistle.
Unfortunately, Berkey was not there to see.
So Nick Pashon going to check into the game. Shawnee will hope to maybe be able to get him going from behind the arc. See Ross Mag checking back into the game as well.
Yep. I think good adjustments. One coach goes with a guard, and the other coach counters with another athletic wing to guard that guard.
Good hustle by Bender that time to rush over to try to see if they couldn't double White and force a turnover, and then he had to get back quickly. Ended up being all for naught, though, as the Titans maintained possession.
Good cut by Grant. Should have probably went with his left hand, but nonetheless got fouled.
Grant Schrader attacking that lane, coming off of that pass. It's a nice job to gather that one back in. It has been poked away from Erford, but now it's going to be Grant Schrader's turn to go to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line.
It's Trevick's 4th foul.
Schrader's first shot is up. That one's going to be short. He'll get one more opportunity. Schrader able to connect on the second. We're going to have another timeout on the floor as Ottawa-Glandorf will take the Metzger Financial Services timeout. We'll step aside as well and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's presenting sponsor is Road State College. The spring 2024 registration is now open. We are here at Lapham Gymnasium. 2:43 left to go in this one as the Ottawa-Glandorf Titans get ever closer to securing their 3rd straight conference championship. They only have one game left in the WBL. They play Defiance here a little bit later next week. So if they are able to win this one, they guarantee themselves at least a share of the Western Buckeye League title. And if they take care of business against Defiance, they will be the outright winners once again.
Yes.
Tonight's quarter sponsor is Ricker Lawn and Landscape. Contact Ricker Lawn and Landscape for all your lawn care needs, including fertilization, weed control, aerating, hydro seeding, irrigation service, installation, and more.
Now time's kind of running out here. Sorry for cutting you off there, but a little bit of time, and they got to score, and they just got to score quickly. And good job by Berkey there.
Yeah, they were finally able to kind of spread that defense out for Ottawa-Glandorf, and that left Berkey down low to be able to finish.
Titans handle that kind of 1-2-2 token press, threw over top of it, and now they got to get out, and they got to either start fouling or do something to try to speed up the Titans a little bit. But unfortunately, the Titans are kind of used to the getting sped up because they want to play fast anyway, so it's really nothing different for them. They just got to get in some passing lanes, get some steals. Running out of time here.
So here's Erford, and finally it looks like Shawnee is going to go ahead and start fouling. It was Tate Bender on that foul. That is going to be his fourth. So Caden Erford going to go to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line. He'll be there to shoot two. Erford's first shot is up, and it is good. 53-39, 1:32 left in the game. Erford with one more shot coming. Second shot up and good. So Ottawa-Glandorf, they got off to the fast start. They've been able to hold off any sort of run that the Indians have tried to throw at them. And they have opened up a big lead here in the fourth.
Kind of Berkey just put his head down and said, I'm going to the rim, somebody stop me. And Erford kind of disgusted and said didn't think he got him. Nonetheless, Berkey at the line shooting two.
And I'm a little shocked that we didn't see Shawnee start trying to go to that a little bit sooner here in the second half. We knew that Erford had the 2 fouls. You had White with the 3 fouls. Really thought you might see them really try to attack those two in the lane to see if they couldn't pick up some quick fouls. But Ottawa-Glandorf did a nice job of making sure that didn't happen. Right. That one's going to go out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Shawnee.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Yet one foul. Yeah, one official pointed Shawnee's way. The other official was giving it to OG, so they're going to get together and talk about it yet again. And it is going to stay with the Indians. So Shawnee catches a break here, but is it too little too late as they are down 13?
Coach McLaughlin, all the staff, they didn't like that call getting reversed. He said, well, call the foul then.
Here's Lynch up and under. That one gets partially blocked. Still 54-41. 1:10 left to go in this one. Schrader has to get rid of it. Double team coming, and we're going to have a timeout. Ottawa-Glandorf calls the timeout because they wanted to maintain that possession. They're on top, 54-41. We'll step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's quarter sponsor is Ricker Lawn and Landscape. Contact Ricker Lawn and Landscape for all your lawn care needs, including fertilization, weed control programs, aerating, hydro seeding, irrigation service, installation, and more. Coming out of the timeout, Ottawa-Glandorf with the basketball. Gets it to Colin White in the back court. And here's Tomasas. Tomasas has been a big part of this tight team.
Good hustle by Erford to go get that one.
Absolutely is. Tomas has 11 points on the game. Coming in, he averaged just under 7. And we've said it a couple of different times about the role players and how big they were going to be to this game and what the end result ended up being, and that's exactly how it played out. You had Colin White. He got it 18. That's a little bit low for him. He averaging just under 30 a game, so they've kept him in check.
Right.
Erford with 11 on the night, but then there is Tomasas with 11 points, well over his season average. And on the other side, Shawnee, it's been only really Beckett Berkey that's gotten things going offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, but it's not because Lynch hasn't tried. He's tried to get to the rim. He just hasn't been able to find the bottom of the net. And Pachon had some good looks. He just haven't got many of them, right? He nailed 2 threes, but the Titans have really not let him get any open looks. So, again, part of it is the Titans' defense has taken away some of the role players and not allowing them to get good shots. And the other part is, you know, some of those guys just unable to have one their night on the offensive end. Dominic
Lynch averages just over 10 a game. Pachon 8. Trevick, Berkey just over 6. All of those guys are below their season average here tonight, as this Ottawa-Glandorf defense has done a nice job of shutting things down, as you see Lynch continuing to work hard. It's those hustle plays that make him so effective and important to this Indian offense, or just team in general. Final 30 seconds left to go in this one, as Ottawa-Glandorf is going to move their record to 16-2. They're going to stay undefeated in the Western Buckeye League, and they are going to guarantee themselves, at worst, a share of that conference title for the 3rd straight year.
Yep, and Bender's going to foul out. It's not a lack of effort. That young man's played his tail off. He's tried to give his team some extra possessions on the defensive end, and he's taken a few big charges, and he's just been running all over. Unfortunately for him, his night's over with 5 fouls.
So now it's going to be Colin White's turn to go to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line, as we see some substitutions coming in. As you mentioned, Tate Bender fouling out. Max Goldsberry will check in for him. As Bender gave this team a lot of energy tonight as he came in. We saw him all over the floor offensively and defensively. But it just seemed, like you mentioned, that Shawnee just kind of seemed to step off tonight. Everything was a little bit short, just a little bit out of sync. And you got to give a lot of credit to the Titans and their defense for that. And, and there are some nights where you get into the gym and it's just not your night.
Right.
Here's Berkey for a 3-point try, and that one's going to be no good, as he wasn't able to connect on a Web Insurance 3-pointer.
And I think a lot of it had to do with the Titans' length and their quickness to be there on the shots. A lot of times maybe you had that when you could shoot over people, and then you just can't do that when Titans are in your face.
As this one comes to a close, Ottawa-Glandorf is going to come away with the big victory. We'll step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's post game is sponsored by Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this home. Welcome back to Lappin Gymnasium. Nate Garlock alongside Scott Mag, and it's time to check out tonight's Stolly Insurance Hustle Award. You can check out tonight's Stolly Hustle Award winner on the WSN YouTube page. And we had some discussion off air, but it really kind of was pretty simple when it came down to it. We talked about the importance that role players were going to play tonight, and one of them really stepped up his game and really earned this award.
Well, yeah, and he made 2 big threes in that 3rd quarter that kind of – Titans were kind of in a funk a little bit, and they were really double and triple teaming Colin White. They left Grady Tomasas open. He knocked down 2 threes, and then next thing you know, this league got to like 15, 16, 18, somewhere in there, because he made 2 threes. And then Titans kind of just traded baskets back and forth, and they just kind of coasted to the end there until a little bit of timeouts and whatever to end the game. But anyways, I thought he played a great game. He handled the basketball. He handled the pressure. He made some big steals this first half, 3rd quarter, knocked down some shots, and for that, he's got to be the Stolly Hustle Award winner tonight.
Very well deserved for Grady Tomasas. He came in tonight averaging just under 7 points a game. He had 11 big ones tonight and really set the tone as Ottawa-Glandorf opened up a big lead. And kind of any time that Shawnee tried to make that run, it seemed like it was Tomasas with a big play offensively or defensively that kind of shut that down.
Yeah, and it wasn't him too. It is like, or he would get some penetration from Grant Schrader, would get in there, and they would drop it off to one of their post guys. I mean, I think the Titan coaching staff had a great game plan, right? They took away Pashon. They didn't let him get any open looks. They let Berkey kind of get his shots, Beckett, but they took away the role players and allowed Titans to come away with a win there.
So congratulations to Grady Tomasas, tonight's Stolly Insurance Hustle Award winner. We're going to step aside one final time. We're going to see if we can't track down Coach McLaughlin and hopefully come back with a coach's interview. We'll be right back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's postgame is sponsored by Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this home. We are here at Lappin Gymnasium here at Shawnee High School. We're being joined by Coach McLaughlin, and congratulations, a big win tonight. You knew that you were going to have a challenge coming into hostile territory, especially late in the season. Both of you guys tied for first in the conference play. But right from the get-go, you had to be happy with how the team answered the call.
Yeah, we talked to our guys, the whole week about the importance of getting off to a good start. We knew it was going to be a big crowd. We knew the fans were going to be into it, so we really wanted to kind of establish ourselves and, try to take them out of it right away. And, I thought our guys did a really good job. We got a nice lead there to start the game, and then, we got a little foul trouble, and we kind of got a little stagnant offensively. And, that's a good team. They're playing really well right now. They got a lot of different guys that can score. So, to get out of here with a win and keep ourselves at the top of the WBL, our guys are pretty happy right now.
A big theme coming into this game was, both of you guys really have, that two-headed monster. You guys with Colin White and Caden Erford. On the other side, the Berkey brothers, and everything that those two guys did. A lot of the talk was what were the role players going to be able to do, and maybe this game's going to be kind of settled by which team has the role players step up. Grady Tomasis was our Stolly Hustle Award winner tonight. He had a big game, hit some really big shots for you guys. The other guys on the court who maybe don't get as much of attention really came up big for you guys.
Oh, absolutely, and that's been the key to our success, especially, you look at the new year. We went through a little stretch there in December where we were so Cade and Colin dependent, and we relied on them so much. And, rightfully so, those guys are great players, a couple of the best that I'll ever put on an OG jersey. But at the same time, our other guys were thinking. They weren't, reacting and playing. And, Grady had such a good offseason, put so much time in. We needed him to step up. And, Grady's been phenomenal since the new year, just a totally different player. Grant Schrader hit a couple big shots there. Got in foul trouble. It was unfortunate because he was starting to get in a little rhythm there. But, Dave Wesher coming in now. Finally get him healthy. He's back playing. You can't there's no coaching strategy for 6'7", 220. He's a big load down there, and he's doing well for us. So different guys stepping up, different games. Alex Wagner's been scoring for us consistently off the bench, and that's the key to us. Cade and Colin are going to be our guys. We're going to rely on them. But man, when you start putting pressure, two, three guys drifting in their area, we need other guys to make plays, and they're doing that.
We're in the middle of February. We're looking forward to the tournament draw. It's just a couple of days away. You guys are coming towards the end of your schedule. It doesn't get any easier. You guys have the big tournament coming up here over the weekend. You still have 2 conference games in front of you. I know as a coach it's difficult to not look forward, and you guys will want to focus on game by game. But with tonight's win, you guys put yourself in position for 3 straight conference titles. Between the 2 teams playing tonight, you guys have won the last 7. What does it mean for you and for this team as a whole as you guys move through the back end of the season, knowing, we have a chance to do something pretty special, which is claim another conference title?
That's, we talk about that. We don't set a lot of goals. We just focus on the day and the moment. But obviously, first and foremost, taking care of the WBL is, what our guys, it's just a kind of the unknown, the thing that we don't really talk about. But, I was telling you before, a lot of these, really, really tough battles that we've had have been on the road. And that just gets you battle tested. And, for our guys, they're playing with confidence. The win on the road gives you a little bit more, and it prepares you for March. So, we're happy. We don't take anything for granted. This is a crazy league. And if you don't come prepared, somebody will sneak up on you. So one game at a time, but, we like where we're at right now.
All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time with us. Congratulations on the big win. Best of luck rest of the year.
Absolutely. Appreciate the coverage.
Right, thank you. So that is just going to about wrap it up for us here at Shawnee High School. The Ottawa-Glandorf Titans come away with a huge victory. We'd like to thank our crew tonight, working all the production. Our director, Wayne Getz, working the cameras, Derek and Kelsey. We appreciate everything that you guys do for us. Also like to do a special shout-out to the Shawnee Athletic Director, Steve Owen. We appreciate everything that you did and your hospitality, making this entire production possible. So thank you one more time. One final time from Shawnee. The Ottawa-Glandorf Titans knock off the Indians. They take firm control of the conference race. For Scott Mag, I'm Nate Garlock. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great night, everybody.